So my name is Amber Reeves. I am a teacher at Standish Baptist Academy. I go to Standish Baptist Church and I help out with the youth group there, as well as interpreting for the deaf. I learned ASL about 6 years ago. I started a class, an ASL class. I had 3 days of class with a deaf teacher, and then they canceled my class. So I was very, very disappointed, and I decided that even though they canceled my class, I was still going to take and learn ASL on my own. There are a few basic signs that everyone should learn in order to communicate with a person and just at least introduce themselves. First of all, the alphabet. Everyone should know the alphabet, and most people do. They do know the alphabet because the ASL alphabet and the English alphabet, they both coincide. They both work together. So if you know English, you can spell it in ASL. There's a few other things. I think everyone should know how to introduce themselves, saying my name. Everyone should be able to say my name and then spell their name and introduce themselves. I think everyone should be able to sign "nice to meet you," because that's just a very formal and it's a very courteous thing to say. You introduce yourself, say your name, you say "nice to meet you." I also think they should be able to ask how the person's doing, even if it's just a basic. You see someone in the store, you kind of wave, and a lot of people ask, "How are you?" And it's so simple to be able to ask the person, "How are you?" And then to reply, you can just reply with "good." So those 3 simple phrases, my name, and to spell the name, nice to meet you, and how are you, that can open a whole world for a hearing person into the deaf world. You're always growing. So I've been learning for about 6 years, but I'm always learning. Almost every day I learn something new. So I became, I guess you could say, fluent in ASL in probably about 2 years, give or take. But I'm always learning. There are different levels of ASL and learning. And in the beginning, just learning the basics, you kind of get a grasp on the concepts and different words and different ideas in the language. And every level, you kind of hit a ceiling. And so in order to get to the next level, you kind of have a little bit of a challenge you have to fight that challenge. You have to break through to get to the next level of ASL. I have a friend. He is in his 40s or 50s, and he grew up not knowing ASL. He would lip read. He went to class. He was a straight A student. He went to college and graduated with honors. He was on a swim team, and he would win championships. He's done all sorts of different things, but he never knew how to sign. I was in Vermont, and I saw a man that he had what's called a cochlear implant. So he's deaf, and they gave him basically like an electronic substance to be able to help him to hear. So I went up to him and I started to sign to him, and I asked him, I saw you have your cochlear, do you sign? And he voiced back to me, he's like, "No, I don't sign." He doesn't know any sign language. The hearing world, you can learn different languages. If you live in a different country, you move here to America, you can learn English. But for the deaf, they can't learn English. They can't learn to hear. They can't learn to necessarily, in a sense, like, speech therapy, but to actually fluently speak our language, they can't learn that. But we can definitely learn ASL. We can learn how to communicate with the deaf community. We can learn how to be their friend. We can learn how to help them. We can learn how to even just have a basic conversation. ASL is so important for the deaf community. And if more of the hearing world would learn a little bit, I think that would bridge that gap. And one time I had the opportunity to interpret a wedding for a deaf man. The lady, she was hearing, the husband and wife, the two that were getting married, the bride and groom, and the lady's mom was deaf and blind, and her dad was deaf. And so I had the opportunity of interpreting the wedding for the father of the bride. And I think that experience was just amazing. I kind of was his escort for the night. I stayed with him and I interpreted everything. And they asked who gives the bride away, and I signed that for them. And that experience of being able to interpret for the dad of whose daughter's getting married, that was an amazing feeling. I can't imagine my life without ASL. I can't imagine imagine not being able to sign, not being able to express myself through this language. It's like art. And it's like when a person can draw or write, they can write stories, they can express themselves, they can act. That's what ASL is to me. It's part of who I am, part of my expression. I spoke to a deaf person last night, and he kept answering me with, why not? Why not learn ASL? Why not take the chance and be able to communicate with the deaf? Why not watch a YouTube video and pick up some signs? Why not? Why not be able to love someone who needs to feel loved? Why not help someone who you can help, but they can't learn your language and help you? Why not become friends with a deaf person? Everyone needs friends. Why not be that friend? Why not?